Figment's return, a villain's land taking its name literally, and a Yeti that works. Disney just gave us a whole lot more to imagine. And we just walked out of the Honda Center. So, yeah, we've got a lot to discuss. You're listening to a very special D23 episode of Idiot's Guide to Imagineering. Hey everybody, it's me, Katie, and by the time you're hearing this, D23 2026 is officially in the books. But as we sit down to record, we have literally just walked out of the Honda Center, and we've got one full day of D23 ahead of us, and we are buzzing after everything Disney just announced.
And for the first time since 2019, all three of us are actually here together for it in the same room recording this with echoes and chaos with tech and internet Wi-Fi that is low bandwidth. And it is chaos. It took an hour to get this together, but we're here and glad to be together.
Yes. Hi, it's Jenny. I finally made it back this time.
The gang is reunited at D23.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
And Katie and I were here together back in 2024. But the last time the three of us did this weekend together was all the way back in 2019. And a lot has changed since then.
Including the fact that this time we have microphones waiting for us when we get back to the hotel.
They didn't work, though, but, we still have them.
They don't work. And we don't know if you can even hear this. This may just be us talking to no one.
Yep.
But this, the girls were like, oh, we really have to record this. And I'm sorry that I've made this a work trip and no one can just enjoy
He
their
doesn't let us have
vacation
any fun.
and time at D23. But here we are.
And well, there's been essentially zero time for us to process any of this. We just left the Disney Experiences showcase. We're back at the hotel. The announcements are still fresh, but we needed to capture our reactions while we're still very much in the middle of it. We also got to experience the whole thing alongside our friends Emily from Make It Magical and Katrina from Magical Travels with Katrina, which made the night even more fun.
It's so much better when you can all look at each other and scream and gasp together, and Disney gave us a lot to react to.
Yes, there were names and opening dates for tons of projects that were already underway and that we already knew about. There's a major refurbishment coming for Spaceship Earth, a long overdue update for the original Tomorrowland, and so much more that we'll get into. Some of these were expected. Some answered questions we've been asking for years. And at least a few completely changed what we thought the next era of Disney parks was going to look like.
And if you listened to our prediction episode a few weeks ago, there are a couple things that we need to answer for.
Some victory laps will be taken.
And some predictions will never be spoken of again.
But this isn't a news recap. That's not what we do. By the time you were hearing this, you probably already know everything that Disney's announced. What we want to talk about is what those announcements actually mean for the parks, what really surprised us, what's got us excited, kind of what questions are they raising for us. We're thinking about things in that way, immediately leaving, and what these things are telling us about the direction of Disney Imagineering and where they're headed next.
Because that's where the fun starts for us. Disney showed us everything they're imagining.
Now we get to imagine what comes next.
Before we get into the Experiences Showcase, we should quickly acknowledge that Friday night's Disney Entertainment Showcase was something that we got to attend for the first time. And it was a lot of fun. We got Zootopia 3, more on Frozen 3. I think our personal favorite was the new original Pixar movie Ghost Market, or as Katie has now officially named it, Ghost Kitchen.
Can't wait to eat there.
She was really hungry when she watched that preview, wanting some ramen.
I did.
But it seems like there's a lot of new stories and characters that could eventually find their way into the parks and maybe our future projects. I looked at Katie during the middle of the announcements and I was like, these are our future Imagineering project episodes, like
our future
birthing
babies.
them in front of our eyes. Well,
Oh,
that's a weird way to put it.
Oh,
But they
dear.
were being created and revealed to us in front of our eyes. Somebody take this away from me. Get this
Okay.
away.
late.
Well,
It's-
moving on, people. Well, we're not going to break down every movie, series, or release tonight. That's really not our lane. But we're always paying attention to the stories Disney is choosing to invest in, because today's entertainment slate can very easily become tomorrow's attraction, land, restaurant, or nighttime spectacular.
But as you all know, we came for the parks.
And after spending this entire season imagining where Disney could go next, Disney finally showed us where they're actually going.
So let's get started unpacking everything.
All right, kicking it off, something I was super excited about was the Imagineering story is back for
Woo!
a
Yes.
season 2.
Very exciting.
Mhm.
Yes, very, very exciting. This is something that, came out around the time that this podcast was birthed. To bring that back.
Thank you for the visual.
It was really,
It's what I
it
needed.
really inspired this show as it is. So to have Leslie Iwerks come out on stage and talk about, first of all, World Builders, which is coming out on Disney Plus next week, and then for that to lead into the Imagineering story season 2, and we got a preview of it. Very exciting. I think
Mhm.
it's we're gonna get it's cool to think that they've been working on this behind the scenes,
Yes.
and all of this stuff is gonna be revealed to us. The one caveat about this is that it's showing, or they stated it was early 2028.
But I'm okay with that because I think we're about to enter a really, really crazy time in terms of construction, in terms of
Yeah,
development, and that's all going to be caught on camera for this.
Right.
So I'm okay with it waiting. And I know it's annoying because it's so long away, but I think how much content and so much information we're going to get about this experience. And
Exactly.
when's the last time Disney was ever in had this much going on? Like at
that's a
one
good
time,
point.
at
That's a
all
good
of the
point.
parks.
There's so much actively happening, and it's still early. That, like, if they release it, if they finished filming in the next 6 months and released it to us early next year, we're not gonna see
Right.
the Piston Peak forming.
Mhm.
We're gonna see, like, the early stage of it, but I wanna see them putting the details on it,
Right.
and the finishing touches, and the rock work, and the painting, and the animatronic testing and things, so I think you've got a good point there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, like, with season 1, when you're going through old attractions and old things, you have limited footage to go through because 'cause you're just going through what was available, but now, they can really take us behind the scenes and show us since that's the intention, and we already kinda know, what they want us to see. I think we're gonna have some really special behind the scenes look at everything.
I think so too. So, kicking it off really, really strong with
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
Yep.
up
It
front.
was a good start to the night.
Yeah. And I don't think did we even name what the tell everyone what the name of the show tonight was and the
No,
theme
yeah,
behind
yeah.
it?
Mhm.
So, it was Horizons that was obviously the D23 Disney Experiences showcase, but obviously the theme of this weekend was Carousel of Progress. And so the show opened up tonight with Neil Patrick Harris as our host. And it was very fun, very exciting. But the theme of the night was Carousel of Progress. So much like our beloved ride, where it has multiple acts, our evening tonight had multiple acts. So we were treated to 4 different series throughout the night, starting with Legacy, Adventure, Exploration, and Possibility. And so why don't we jump into Legacy first, since that was our first
Yeah.
section?
Yeah. So, we started off with some exciting news. So I know we kind of have known about the update coming to Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. But tonight we found out that our father and mother are being voiced by Bryan Cranston and Jamie Lee Curtis. And this will be opening back up late spring 2027. And personally, I cannot think of two better actors chosen for
Yeah.
this.
Meet your new mom and dad.
Yes.
Say hello to mommy and daddy who birthed you.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of
The-
that tonight.
A lot of progress
Oh.
here. I think they hit the nail on the
Mhm.
head with
Yes.
this one. Yeah.
Yes.
And Katie and I were just discussing, we were at the Legends ceremony 2 years back, and Jamie Lee Curtis was inducted as a Disney legend, and she got on stage and sang.
She got everyone in the
She got
audience to
all
sing
of us
with
to sing
her.
with
So
her, to
cool.
sing Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow with
Mhm.
her. And I said, "Do you think she knew?" And we think it was probably way too early.
Mhm.
But it's
Yeah.
just crazy. Maybe
Maybe
that was
that
the
was the
moment that
moment.
Disney looked at her
Yeah.
and said, "She's the one."
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was just kind of a crazy full circle moment of
Mhm.
like 2 years to now. And I mean, she has the perfect voice
Oh,
and
yeah.
spirit
Yep.
And she's so
to,
loved.
yeah.
Mhm.
And she's a really great embodiment of a woman of the future, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
giving power back to the female character in this, since it's always been so strongly narrated by John alone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I think it's cool to see that we're gonna have some dynamic
Yeah.
and give more narrative to both sides of the John and what's her name, Jenny? The
Sarah.
Sarah, excuse me. Wow, how
How
ignorant. How
embarrassing.
ignorant.
Wow.
My own
What a
mother.
Wow.
fan you are.
My own mother who
Well, you
birthed
did
me.
just give birth tonight,
That's
so,
Yeah.
me? No,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I did? Wow, I don't know. Okay, it's really late
Yeah. We also
for
we
both of
also
us.
Apologies,
though
everyone.
we got a nice little sneak peek too at the 1985 scene as well.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yes,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
So,
did.
We got
yeah,
to
we got to
see
see
the
some
Halloween. Uncle Orville was in the bathtub there,
Yep.
so he's still
He's
around.
kicking.
It looks like, pumpkins in the window. It
Yeah.
looks really, really nice. And we got an
Yeah.
opening. Yeah.
We also, before you jump into the timelines, we also got the chance to earlier in the day go to the Imagineering pavilion area or in the showroom. And that's where they had on display a lot of the different models and things. So we did get to see a sneak peek of what they have ready for Carousel of Progress thus far. And so, what did you think of the costumes, Jenny?
I don't know. I honestly I thought they were really interesting. The mother's costume was kind of caught me by surprise a little bit, but I think in a good way.
Very Andor-y
Yeah. Yeah,
feeling, Star Wars
exactly.
feeling. Yes.
I'm kind of excited to see how that matches with the set. And really what they're doing with that. But that was a little bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah, but you know what? I'd like to think that that outfit looked a little fun and snazzy. Well, it did remind me of like 1970s version of the future. I
Yes.
I think I'm gonna buy it and have it ready for in 50 years, so that'll be ahead of the
Yep.
trends.
There
Okay.
you go.
Hmm.
All right.
You know me, always a trendsetter.
She starts a trend. She brings
Well,
it back.
you know me, the girl who loves entertainment. Oh wait, before we move forward, when is it opening?
It's opening in late spring 2027. So
Woo!
that
Ooh,
is soon.
soon.
Very soon. I think that's
Yeah.
much sooner than we
I
expected.
I think they've probably been working on it behind the scenes for a while to
Mhm.
where they can just get in there and make the replacements that they need to do and the refurbs.
Awesome. All right, well, moving along. You know me, your head idiot of entertainment on this.
That's my job. Get out of here.
Just kidding. But I will take a moment to, we got some entertainment news. So remember Dreams Come True. That refresh is coming to Disneyland in February. We actually got a
Hmm.
couple entertainment tidbits for Disneyland coming up.
We did, and I've never seen Remember Dreams Come True. I don't know that any
Me
of us
neither.
have.
I don't remember.
And Emily,
I don't remember
from Make
Dreams
It
Coming True.
Magical, Katie's never had a dream come true
No.
until the day that she found you.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh
Hmm.
my
but
gosh.
Emily, who we were sitting with, from Make It Magical, our friend, she was saying this is maybe her favorite. I think she said her favorite
Yeah.
fireworks show of
Yep.
all time. So that makes me hopeful that we need to come back here in February when it
Yeah.
premieres again at Disneyland. So we'll be back for that.
Yes. And then World of Color OG is coming as well around the same time period.
Another thing that Emily told me, maybe I think it was yesterday, she said the World of Color they have now is great, but she said I really wish you could see the original one. There's rumors it was coming back. So she nailed
She called
that.
it.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're coming back.
Looks like we're coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I screamed when they
Mm-hmm.
announced that Magic Happens will be returning next summer. I let out a scream. I said, "I am so sorry to everyone around me. This is
We
a big
love
one
it.
for me.
Yeah.
I'm the entertainment boy
That's a
through and
good one.
through."
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
excited for that.
Yeah. So lots of entertainment coming that way. Moving on to Paris, though, they took us on over to spend some time in space. I know I just said Paris, but we're going to Space Mountain in Paris. We will actually, this is a pretty big one because I don't, for those of you who haven't been, their Space Mountain has been an overlay called Hyperspace Mountain for a long, how long has it
Oh, I
been?
have no
Yeah, it's
idea.
been
It's gotta
years.
be
Yeah, it's been
so long that I
very long, right?
lost count.
I love that ride. I think it was so much fun, but we got some news today that it's actually going to go back to the original Space Mountain. So it will no longer be Hyperspace Mountain. And because it's super late and I'm beyond tired, I'm not going to pretend to pronounce the French ending of the name, but they translated it in English for us. So it is from the Earth to the Moon. And it will also feature the original soundtrack of the ride.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Me too.
And it's got that Jules
Yeah.
Verne look that they're bringing back to it.
It's
So
very
very, very
cool.
Discoveryland, like the name of their Tomorrowland. And then speaking of Space Mountain, We did not get a Space Mountain update for Magic Kingdom like so many suspected in recent
I thought we really could
weeks.
have.
I thought we might. I thought they were trying to
Yeah.
tease us there a little bit, but we did get an update on Tokyo's Space Mountain. They announced the name from the Tokyo account a few days ago, and that it will be called Space Mountain Earthrise. But we got a little bit more detail about it, some more looks at the current stage of construction, and a little graphic visual of kind of a ride through of it launching. So it looks like there will be an upward launch, which is cool, and I think it'll be the first time any Space Mountain has had anything like this particular way they're doing it. So super excited for that, and I got to take a look at it in the progress of it last year, and Katie's headed over there in a few months to give us an on the ground
Yep.
update
I will be your
of
boots
how
on
it
the
looks.
ground.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and something that Jenny pointed out during all of these, and I guess it was under the legacy category, is that she saw and noticed that everything feels like it's going back. And it seems like it's kind of they're focusing on the good old days of what people originally loved about certain offerings and attractions and entertainment, and saying, let's go back to what was working instead of trying to, make something new every time. Let's focus on bring back a parade that people loved, bring back an original nighttime spectacular people loved, bring back what was special about Carousel of Progress. And so I think we're seeing a lot of revert back into core storytelling and traditional Disney.
Yeah. We don't have to change things just to change things. We can
Right.
keep it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Agree.
But speaking of something that is broke that we want fixed,
Woo!
this was a big one.
Big, big, big time news, everyone. I'm sure you've heard it by now, but if you've not, please sit down because you're gonna need to brace yourself because the Yeti is coming back to life, and none other than the Disco Queen herself, Gloria Gaynor, performed the announcement. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm still not clear why, but I'm not mad about it.
I totally
Well,
got the vision.
She survived. I will survive.
So first of all, when you said sit down, I thought the reason you were telling people to sit down was because of Gloria Gaynor, because she sat down.
Yes,
she never stood up. She
in a
said, "You know
throne."
what? If
Yes, in a
the
throne.
Yeti hasn't been moving, neither
Yep.
am I." So
Yep.
I think the joke. I think the joke here is
She
that
will survive.
they have
the Yeti will
called
survive.
the Yeti has been called Disco Yeti for so many years because there's a strobe light on him, and so his nickname has been Disco Yeti.
Yeah, but
so
I
they
just-
brought out the Queen, who's
But
exactly.
I thought all the lyrics were
They are.
exactly to
Exactly.
it. Yeah, you thought all these things, but guess
Yeah.
what? She will survive.
Yep. At first, I was afraid.
I was petrified.
Kept thinking I could never live
Without
this Yeti.
without this
by my
Yeti
side.
swiping me as I'm going down a hill.
What's so funny about this is people have such a special connection to the Yeti, which is interesting because it's an audio animatronic that you see for maybe 0.2 seconds, but everyone is just so crazy about it. And the gasps from that announcement might have been some of the biggest of the night.
I
I think that
screamed.
was the moment.
I screamed.
I think
screamed.
that was probably the most shocking thing, the most unexpected. And what's funny is that we saw Joe Rohde speak today, and he put up an image of a Yeti that he had drawn years ago. And
It's going to be in his book, and I think that thing
Yes.
is going to be in it as well.
And it said under it, like in parentheses, like it's still not working or something.
it's
like
not-
it, like
or
there was,
like-
and I was like, they're really like acknowledging it here. Like they're making the joke about it.
Yes.
And if y'all remember in the intro performance, the opening number of the night tonight, Neil Patrick Harris and Tig Notaro did a bit where she came out dressed as a Yeti, and she was like, I don't really know what I'm doing here, and she said, I'm just gonna stand here and do nothing.
Yeah.
So it was like they
Yeah,
were really playing
acknowledged
into it. And so I thought, oh, they're just making jokes on themselves. I never expected them to come back around and pay up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, Jenny, that you say that moment is only for 0.4 seconds. That Yeti also only worked probably for 0.4
Yeah,
seconds
that's true.
too. So,
Mhm.
but people remember it.
Yep.
It was
I
a
saw
thing.
it work.
Yeah,
I
one day
lived to tell the tale that it does work.
you were in that 0.4 seconds.
I was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's interesting, hadn't we always kind of been told it couldn't be fixed because of the structure?
Mhm.
So I guess they have been kind of behind the scenes working on a way, and they have figured it out that
Yeah.
we can do it. So it'll be interesting to see and how long that refurb is for, because I
That
would
was
Yeah,
imagine
that's
you
what I
when
was
really
that
have
gonna
to do some
say.
foundational work
I
to
think
that.
we'll have it closed for
Yep.
a
I
while.
wonder if the timing of this was to be announced knowing that Tropical Americas is so close to opening
Yeah.
Ah,
that they
yeah.
have that reopened before, because they may have been,
Oh,
like, thinking, "We could fix
100%.
this,"
Yeah.
back when they were wanting to
Mhm.
start talking about Tropical Americas, but they thought, "We can't have it all go down at once,"
Mhm.
No.
so
Yeah, I
mhm.
definitely
Yeah.
don't think it'll go down until Tropical Americas is fully
Yep.
up and running.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
good point.
Another big one.
Well, heading over to Epcot, we got some exciting news about Spaceship Earth.
Ooh.
I think we've been kind of speculating for a while, but not sure. But we found out it is getting an update. An update and a little bit of a new messaging too. So currently, the current message is regarding human communication, and they let us know that the new version of the new update will cover progress through human connection. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
I mean, it's about
It's
time.
time. I have a
She
lot of
is ready.
thoughts about this one, because one, we talked about it on our predictions episode. It was one that we were super hopeful for and thinking maybe
Mhm.
there's a chance. And I honestly wasn't sure that that would really happen. So I'm excited for that. And I think we talked a lot about this on our Spaceship
Yeah.
Earth episode that we did a few months back, and about the idea of how communication brings people together and
Right.
connects the
Mhm.
world. So it's like, we had this
Pretty
thought.
fitting.
And I
Mhm.
love the idea that that's the direction that they are taking, because I think we've wanted it to go that way, and we felt that communication is the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the conduit for connection.
Is this I remember in the night, and I can't remember if it was this or another ride, but was this the one that they made it a point to say that they will be keeping it very
Yes.
Epcot?
Yes.
So
They
it will
said
be
it
so
will
it should be
be
weird.
traditionally Epcot.
So it should
Mhm.
still be weird.
Yes.
So I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they know this is one of those attractions too where people are very attached to these
Mhm.
audio animatronics as well.
Mhm.
And we've actually seen people dressed as these throughout D23.
Mhm.
So I think I'm curious to see what they update and what they kind of decide to keep the same for us.
Yeah. I agree. This is my favorite attraction at Epcot. I think they're gonna do it justice. They basically stated that everything is going to be updated, like, from
Yeah.
beginning to
Yeah,
end.
they said like they're
So,
going to add some magic into each
yes.
scene. So,
So, I think it's a huge undertaking. I guarantee this attraction is gonna go down for more than a year. So,
oh.
everybody get your rides in. All right. So then we moved on to the next chapter of the night. It's Act 2, which was the adventure section. And this was where they brought out Kevin Feige and the Imagineering team that was working on a lot of Marvel projects. And the first one that they talked about was the new Stark Expo expansion that's coming to Tomorrowland in Hong Kong Disneyland. And it's going to be this brand new character platform area and a new part of this expo. And it's going to be these new tech to help Avengers with Peter Parker and this very Tower of Terror looking
Looks very cool.
building. It looks very
Mhm.
cool. And so what's interesting is I noticed that it has the shape of a Tower of Terror or a Mission Breakout, but there's no windows. So I thought, you don't get the kinetics of the windows opening and seeing the people go up and down and the screams that kind of draw you and lure you there in the weenie type way. So I'm curious how that's going to work, because it's all completely enclosed from what I could tell.
Mhm.
They had to remove the wall through, just like digitally to show us what was inside.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I'm very excited.
Mhm.
Obviously, I love a Tower of Terror and a Mission
Yeah.
Breakout, so I love a drop ride. So I think that'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be definitely something different. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see. It's obviously very early, and it's just a very
Yeah.
small like drawing of it,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
but we'll see.
But this is another really cool addition for Hong Kong, and having been there and having known what Hong Kong started as, the way Hong Kong has nearly doubled in size outside of the berm and the train tracks. This was another one where they showed you have to go through a tunnel to get to this area outside of the train tracks again. So now you look at this park, and what you can, from a map, you can see how it was contained so small inside the train tracks, and now they've added the Grizzly Gulch area. They've added Toy Story Land. They've added World of Frozen, and now they're adding Marvel. And so you can see that this park has gotten the investment from them to bring it into the world-class Disney level to be a competitor with not competitor, but to be in the league of all the other Disney parks, whereas right now it's considered one of the smaller parks, but they're putting that effort into it, and I love to see that.
I mean, this will be a pretty big ticket item for them to have
Yes,
something
this is
like
gonna be
this.
huge.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
Mhm. Well, I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, it's no surprise why, but it's interesting that now the such heavy focus for Marvel has been on Spider-Man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's no surprise it's the
Mhm.
biggest movie that's come
Yep.
out ever, right?
Record-breaking
Yes.
first day. It's,
One
one of
thing
the
after
biggest
another.
movies, and yeah.
Well, so another park is getting a big focus on Spider-Man as well. So Shanghai will be getting that. And they are focusing, and I don't understand because I was half paying attention and taking notes, but it is Web Shanghai, and it's an attraction, or was it a I don't really, I missed
So
most of that.
so Webb is also here at
Correct.
Disneyland, and so I think they're bringing it there.
Oh,
And so
okay.
I think
Okay.
it's really kind of the infrastructure of what the story is that you're at this web lab,
Okay. Okay.
and these spider bots
Mhm.
are mutating.
Mhm.
It looks like this giant spider bot had broken
Disgusting.
out and like was it attacking the coaster from the new concept art that they shared. So
Yeah, that looked really
um
cool.
this is really cool because they talked about how there's never been a Spider-Man focused themed land. So it's cool that he's getting his own. It's not Avengers, it is Spider-Man. So I think that's really, really cool to see. And I love that park. They are one of the most innovative parks. It's different from all the other Disney parks because they don't rely on legacy attractions. They rely on the big, the wow, the modern, and the, Chinese excellence of technology. And
Mhm.
so I think we're going to see some really cool stuff there because they spare no expense to have the biggest and baddest in their park. Now, still in the Avengers world, coming back stateside, we got some updates on Avenger Infinity Defense. We're being welcomed as recruits. I laughed out loud when they said that because what ride at this point are we not being welcomed as recruits?
It's
I
a common
think like we
storyline now.
gotta find something else. Like you can I think you can do this storyline without even calling us recruits. Just
Right.
call us
Yeah.
something else. Call us trainees or something, like anything but recruits. But it was funny, but it makes sense. And it's cool because they showed some concept art for Ms. Marvel in the pre-show. So that's cool that she's getting a moment there. And then they also talked about having a lot of the OG cast in there. So including
Chris
Robert Downey
Evans.
Jr.
Junie.
Robert Downey Jr.
Tony Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. And it showed clips of them filming for the attraction
But
while they
Robert
filmed
Downey Jr.
Doomsday
as Iron
as
Man.
Iron Man.
Yes,
Yes, he's
not
not
as his
playing
new.
him. Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, right. Not playing his character from Doomsday, but I thought it's just so genius how it makes you realize how strategic and how organized and the planning of these things is crazy that they're probably filming these movies and saying, "Hey, we're going to take a day out to shoot this for a ride." And they're just
Mhm.
like, "This is my job." Like imagine that being your job. You're a movie star, you're in rides, it's
Well,
just cool to think about.
it's while they're filming right now, right? They did
Yeah.
this while they're
Yep, they
filming the
filmed it for
Doomsday.
Doomsday. Yeah.
Yes.
It's really cool to see, and we got to see, like, them in the blue screens and the green screens, like, doing their lines, like, we were hearing what they were gonna say
Yeah.
in the ride, which is cool. So, a little disappointment on the fact that it's the opening date is really far out still, and they've been working on this for a long time. So, we're still looking at a 2028 opening, which is, whatever, but it's gonna be good, so
Yep.
take the time you need.
Yep.
Mhm.
And lastly, for the Marvel announcements, we had Stark Flight Lab will include as well the original cast, and Brie Larson will also be in
Yeah.
that. So she is Captain
Captain Marvel,
Marvel.
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
And they will be our flight instructors. So again, both of those attractions will be at Disneyland, and as Steven mentioned, opening in 2028.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the Kuka Arm ride.
Yes.
Which we got some looks of that as well at the Imagineering
Mhm.
Pavilion. They had a model of what that's going to look like in the whole Avengers campus area. So it looks pretty cool. It's outside, and so I guess the whole thing will be in that one area, or do
Yeah.
we move around?
It looks like it's completely contained. It gives the illusion that it's very similar to just a basic flat ride.
Well, you know what I pictured? Do you
Footprint.
remember that video of that woman who gets on the little coaster type thing and it has the wings and she starts spinning and then the
Oh,
ride
yeah, the
moves and you're
queen
just
spinner of
spinning
Shell
around
Shock.
in
Yes, and,
circles,
like,
Yeah.
Mall of
not really
America.
going
Yeah.
anywhere. Yep,
Yep.
but just spin. That's what I
Uh-huh.
get the impression that is, that we will
Yeah.
just be in place spinning around in our little kuka
Okay.
arms.
You know what? And that's really what it's going to be. It is cool because I think, for anyone who doesn't know, the Kuka arm is going to detach from your ride pod
Which that's pretty crazy.
and like
Mhm.
go pick up other people and swing them around and then come back and pick you up. And then the next one, you'll move like on a kind of a conveyor belt track like thing around in a circle. So it's going to be really cool. But don't expect some big animatronic narrative here. It's just,
Mhm.
it's more just the feeling than it is a specifically narrative story.
It's like a modern carousel.
Yeah, it's a modern carousel that throws you through the scrambled egg.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, after that we moved on to Act 3. We were moving and grooving. We
Oh,
got through
yeah.
Mhm.
those two really quickly. And we moved on to Act 3, which was exploration, and I got really excited for this one.
This is the meat and potatoes of the
That's
night,
right.
sir.
Mhm.
Well, I know we have all been wondering, awaiting, needing this information. We got some really good stuff tonight. Indiana Jones. We know a lot more about it. So we got a name.
Yes.
So the name of that ride, hold on one second. Well, first of all, let me jump in. We did get to see some really cool stuff. So Harrison Ford is going to be the face of Indiana Jones in our ride. So this will be the first attraction that features him fully and it will have his face in it. We got a sneak peek at some of the I guess the animatronic that we got to see on there as well. And it looks
Mhm.
like maybe possibly the projection face on
I'm
it.
wondering if it's the projection
Yeah.
face we've seen at Pirates at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I think that may be the way they do it.
Well, we did speculate about this on our predictions a little while ago that maybe the test for Pirates was for something like this.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, we did. I mentioned also just a second ago, but we did get the name. So are you guys ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Hit me.
Indiana Jones and the Myth of the Jade Serpent.
I love it.
Love it. Yeah.
Immediately
Right?
love it.
Feels very indie.
Mm-hmm.
Very indie.
And so this will take place in the 1950s, and it's going to be an ancient Mayan temple, and we'll learn about the Mayan culture and how it connects to the story. So again, in the 1950s, guarded by mythical creatures within the temple, and we will get sucked into a portal underworld and will face monsters, bats, sounds familiar,
Mhm.
and of course, snakes.
Snakes.
I hate
Why did it
snakes.
have to be snakes?
And Katie, you were on the nose predicting bats a few weeks ago.
We are very
Yeah.
astute around here, and we did notice that on some of the art. I
Mhm.
thought that that would play a bit of a bigger role, but I'm excited that it's snakes, and I think it's a bit funny that
Yeah.
that's the big center.
I,
Feels
I'm
very Indiana Jones to do that.
you really nailed that one.
Yes.
So I'm very, very excited for this. I think it's going to be a really cool new direction for that attraction, even though the ride system will and the track is going to remain. Like we're going to see we got to see a really cool model of the snake.
Oh yeah,
And it
it's
looks
massive.
massive.
Enormous.
So there was a woman sitting in its mouth and
Yes,
it was just sitting in the mouth like casually.
and
so
then the body. They showed
the
half
body
the
was-
body,
yep.
and
Mhm.
for scale, he was behind it and put his hands up, and that thing had to be.
yeah,
What
I'm
do you think,
scared.
like 30
I'm
30
scared
feet
already.
long?
I'm scared.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. It's a big behemoth mamba.
a big
yeah.
behemoth.
Mm-hmm.
That is a behemoth.
Big Bertha.
Big Bertha.
Well, take us over to the other side of tropical Americas, Jenny.
Yes. So I know we've all been highly awaiting Encanto, and we got some information on a really cool carousel ride. So El Carousel de los Animalitos, and pardon my pronunciation of that, but it's really cute, and it's got a ton of characters from movies. So you've got like Squirt and Simba and Eeyore and who else?
Timon.
Timon with a big old
Timon.
booty.
Timon, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah. That was an interesting choice in how they made him.
Yeah, he got a
He got a big old
badonkadonk back
donkadonk.
there. That's the
Baby
second time
got
I've said
back.
badonkadonk
That
today.
is. It's come up a
Yeah.
couple times.
Yeah.
But it looks really, really cute. So I'm excited for that. And then also the main attraction we've kind of all been speculating and waiting for is Antonio's Fiesta de Encanto. And all the original actors will be back for this attraction. So we got a kind of a cool sneak peek of them all recording in the studio, and some really cool concept art as well. So
Yes.
the concept art of going up the stairs was really neat to see. I'm really excited.
And we saw the patent for that not very long ago.
Yeah, it's funny because we saw the patent, which was very much a pencil sketch drawing,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
then we saw like that exact framing
But illustrated with
illustrate
everything. Yeah.
fully detailed.
Yeah.
So it's like the timing of it was crazy that patent came out and was,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was leaked or just discovered, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a few days before we got this like beautiful visual of the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited for this. From what we can tell, this is going to be the most traditional, back to the
Yep.
grassroots of dark rides that we've had in so long. Everything looks
Mhm.
like a full set decorated live in-person
Yes.
experience with limited digital enhancement and digital media and screens. So
Mhm.
I think we're looking at like Walt level style dark ride experience, and it is going to be on a track, which to me makes it even feel more classic that it's not
Mm-hmm.
a trackless ride. So I'm excited. It's the ride vehicle is amazing. It looks like all this different furniture smashed together. One of them has a piano on the front of it,
Yes.
so
Yes.
Yes.
So cool.
it's.
Different benches.
I think
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be one of the most beautiful attractions, and in a way that is just like fun for everybody to
Mm-hmm.
ride.
Yeah.
That and just classic Disney.
Well, I think Encanto is so pretty, and I'm going to talk about something else that I think is so pretty, and that is the movie Coco. So on yesterday or Friday, when we were at the entertainment showcase, we got some more information on the Coco 2 movie that's coming out. And so we found out tonight, it's pretty fitting that we found out a little bit more about Coco, the family attraction. So much like the new Encanto rides, this will also have no height requirement. And it will align with the original movie, but also be true to the second one that's going to be coming out. So this will take place after the first movie comes out, but again, it will keep in story with the original as well as where it's going in the new one ahead of us. And it's picks up about a year after the original movie, and Miguel thinks of his adventures, and we're traveling along with him by boat through the story of his memories. And his memories are going to be a huge part of this storyline. And we will visit the land of the dead, which will be really exciting as well. And again, this is all going to be through Miguel's memory. I think this is going to be so beautiful and stunning. The picture, the concept arts look beautiful and stunning. Like everything about this ride, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yes.
Can't wait.
I think so too. We got a little peek of it at the Horizons Imagineering Pavilion on the show floor where they showed a new statue of Miguel's grandfather,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
That's what it
they
was.
gave
Not
us, yeah, they gave us a little bit more concept art inside the attraction where we
Mhm.
see Miguel playing the guitar in the middle of like this water. He's like surrounded by water, and it they talked about how it was going to be in his memories. And what I find interesting is they talked about how they were working alongside the team who's working on Coco 2, but the story does take place after. And I was thinking it's an interesting position for Imagineering to be in because obviously you've seen the new look
right.
of Coco of
Hmm.
Miguel,
Yeah.
and he's got this fade, and he's grown
Hmm.
up into this
Mhm.
teenager. So I was like, I hope they're not doing that. And
Hmm.
they're not. If, from the
Mhm.
concept art, you can see that it's not, but it's like we're in this kind of in between, and it's interesting that they're working with Coco 2. And so we're kind of like, are we retelling the story of the
That's
past?
That's kind of what I got the
Mm-hmm.
gist of it from, is that we'll have kind of like a little bit of a different something new in the beginning where it sets up the story, but I found that as their way of us basically reliving the movie without them just saying it's a cut and dry
Yeah.
version of it. Maybe there'll be some slight differences because we're witnessing it through Miguel's memory versus the eyes of a movie screen.
Right.
So maybe there's more things that we're privy to that we didn't get to see in the movie or aware of, or things that he's thinking and feeling.
Yeah.
Um, But I do think, and I think that's an easy way for them to not mess with the second one coming out, because again, it's not touching anywhere near that timeline and really changing or
Yeah.
affecting anything.
Did they mention an opening for this? I don't think we got any
No, I
detail on
don't
that.
think so. No.
So still TBD.
Stay tuned.
We saw the construction this morning. We saw them working on it. So
Mhm.
it's actively happening. It's just who knows when. But I'm excited for this one. What it means for the parades at Pixar. They're coming from the Pixar pier into the. It seems we may never see a parade again at. I was talking about this with Kim, our friend Disney.sme, but maybe they are no more. But for Coco, I'll let it slide.
Yeah. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
But moving back to Disneyland Paris, still in the adventure section. We got a lot in this. Excuse me, it's still in the exploration section. We got a lot in this exploration section. Um, Lion King. We got a little bit more detail on it. It is very much going to take place in the movie and the story that we know. And then they did show a really exciting moment where they it shows the battle between Simba and Scar at the end of the movie. So I'm what?
Retelling and of Sim.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It-
And we're reading off of Katie's notes that she took during the so Katie
Apparently,
was
I just nicknamed
Katie
Simba
so
Sim.
Katie and I were working during the event and Jenny was
Took the night off.
really enjoying
I got
it.
to
So
really enjoy
she
it.
said she was taking pictures and I was like, for what? And she basically took them
Research.
for research.
It's
She
for
loves to do that.
research.
So Katie's taking notes. I'm trying to get stuff through Instagram. I'm trying to like
I don't even know what
work
I'm
on the
writing.
outline. And then Jenny's, oh my gosh, Neil Patrick Harris is doing another dance. So I'm just kidding, Jenny. We love you.
Oh my god. The notes literally
That's
say
right.
will be a retelling and of a Sim as Journey.
Bear with us. This is we really didn't have time to put an outline together. We are going off of we're literally back in the door.
When we say fumes, we mean we're running on fumes.
Jenny's already said, y'all, I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow. Here we are. She said I'm not gonna be in a good mood tomorrow, I think were her words. So
Beth Tomater
God.
tow me into the shop because I need an oil change. I am fresh out.
just put me in the junkyard at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, this is going to be a great attraction. The concept art they showed for Sim, as Katie writes his name, and Scar, the battle is going to be so cool. And it throws me back to an attraction Marissa and I made at the end of season 2, where we
Ooh.
made a Lion King attraction. It wasn't a boat. I think we did. You were riding animals. But it was very much a retelling of the story, and a big part of it was the Simba and Scar battle at the end, which we completely drew out and mapped out in a map. So it was cool to see that we're gonna get that. It's something that, Marissa and I thought of years ago. So excited for that one.
And I do want to say tonight, as we move on to our next one, I learned something new. And they say, you're never too old to learn some new things. So
That's
I
right.
learned tonight that in Tokyo, Wreck-It Ralph is actually called Sugar Rush Sweet Rescue.
So the movie is Sugar Rush.
Oh, just Sugar Rush.
Just Sugar Rush. That is the
You
Wreck-It
told
Ralph.
the whole thing for me.
What?
You told me the whole thing
No,
earlier.
It was too much chaos. Jenny was taking too many pictures. I was trying to.
I'm writing Sims.
Writing Sim. The movie in Japan at Wreck-It Ralph is called Sugar Rush, and I think it's just the idea that the movie focuses so much on Vanellope, and they love the idea of this cuteness and kawaii idea. So that I found that out the other day when they announced the name of this ride. So because I
Ow.
saw Sugar Rush Sweet Rescue, and they talked about this is the name of the movie, and I was like, what do you mean? And so I looked it up, and lo and behold, completely
So
different
we
name.
learned something new.
We learned
Sugar
something
Rush
new.
Sweet. It's hard for me to say that. Sugar Rush Sweet Rescue.
A lot of S's and R's.
And that is a lot for my little
Yeah.
speech impediment that I have. And next spring is when that should be coming out.
Yeah, that's great. And it's, for anyone who doesn't know, it's very much Buzz Lightyear re-theme. It's very much laser shooters. And
Pew pews.
I can't remember, you were shooting candy or something to get energy for
Right
your
into my mouth.
right.
Mhm.
I have some
Yep.
Skittles right
I
here
just
next to me.
popped one
Katie
in
just
there.
popped one in.
Mhm.
So this is gonna be loud and colorful and in your face fun. So I think we're gonna get a sugar rush when we go over there and ride this Monday together.
Hey, and if you have a really big hankering for Wreck-It Ralph themed attractions, you should go back and listen to our season 1 finale because Amanda and I may have won a challenge with our Wreck-It
Oh,
Ralph
that's
themed
I don't
right.
remember
adventure.
that. Jenny, we wanna move on to the next
Well, should we play it right now for the
Oh.
audience?
Actually,
No.
no, it's oh,
Listeners,
sorry, we
you have a
glitched.
special treat.
Sorry, we just lost the Wi-Fi.
Well, yes, heading over to Piston Peak. So this has been one that's been highly anticipated, and actually, Disney revealed a huge land-wide model that has just been incredible to see. So it kind of put all the pieces together, which was great. But so they announced 2 attractions for this land. The first one, which we hadn't really heard of, was Miss Fritter's Daredevil spinoff. So it's kind of a demolition derby with this huge animatronic bus of Miss Fritter, which is, I think, going to be really, really fun. Really cool. Okay, so moving on to the main attraction, which we've kind of seen some concept art for this one. But it is, we have a name for it. So it's Ridge Run Rally, and it's going to be like an off-road race type ride. And Imagineer Jason Grant kind of described it, which he loved the puns tonight. He
He
was
was punning it
Oh
up.
my
all about the
Marissa would have loved
puns.
it.
Yeah.
Marissa, you should have been there.
Yes, described this as the wildest racer in the wilderness.
The wilderness, yes, he did.
Yes, but it sounds really, really cool, and it's got so much scenery. And he described like going up to the top of the mountain where it's like snowy, and just talked about how that would
That
look at night.
is gonna,
Mhm.
I'm so
That's
excited
gonna
for
be
that.
cool.
Yes, and then going through the geysers, which he also described as Old Tankful.
Love it.
Again, back to the puns. And then we end up just kind of plummeting down this descent, which looks like a really bumpy ride, but I think this is going to be really, really cool.
I have to say, from everything we saw in the pavilion on
Mhm.
the expo floor, this is turning into my favorite project in the works right now.
Yes.
And we got to talk with some of the Imagineers that were in the pavilion and talk about this attraction, and we got some really good information. They talked about how they want to really pay tribute to Tom Sawyer Island and the way that it's designed, and that there are trails that you can walk down and some like cavernous areas, and then the idea of sight lines, and I something that is so brilliant. And we were trying to stand in places around this model. We were able to get to all or to 3 sides of it. And I wanted to stand in the place of where are you looking when you come through Liberty Square and look straight onto it, because it's going to change the landscape of Liberty Square and make it different. So I wanted to see like how is that going to feel? And we looked in, and from where the was the Mark Twain? What's our boat there? Was it the Mark
The
Twain?
Liberty
The
Bell.
Liberty
Yeah.
Bell. So from where the Liberty Bells load and overlook is now, if you look behind it, you'll see this giant mountain,
Mhm.
and behind the mountain are car pistons made of rocks and mountainous, features. And he was explaining to us that the sight line there is you can't see those until you move into Cars Land, because they didn't want to take away the realism of
Mhm.
what Liberty Square would be and give you this fantasy idea of a Cars world until you're inside the Cars world, which is so brilliant to me.
Quintessential
Yes.
Disney.
Yes, it's just Imagineering at its finest.
Mhm.
And I think those are the kind of details that will make this one of the best lands that we've ever
Yeah.
seen in Walt Disney World at all. And if they execute it the way the model looks, I think Cars Land will be the top tier best lands in both Disneyland and in Disney World. And
Oh,
so
Agree.
they
yeah.
really like have hit the nail out or hit the ball out of the park with a franchise that I know Katie and Jenny don't even follow.
Mhm.
And
I've never
so
even
But
seen it. This may
yeah.
shock
right.
no listeners
Mhm.
ever,
Yeah.
but
The way they talked about, we were asking like how are you going to incorporate the cars that we know and love from the movie in this place that is completely new to, the actual movies. It's mentioned in spin-offs like planes and things, but they talked about how you're going to be able to see Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater talking and narrating the race, not just from on the ride, but also from the ground. You
Mhm.
can be walking around and watching them, and it's like a show that they're
Yeah.
putting on all day long and performing for people that are not only on it, but everybody gets the experience by standing there and watching. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about this for the next 2 hours, but I know we've got to go to bed at some point, so I'm gonna let us move on. But
Wait, did you mention also that they said they're gonna add, like, a new walkway area around the front?
oh
So we'll
yes,
get views of, Thunder Mountain that we've never
yes,
been able to see before, and so it'll kind of create a new experience for the Land Over Walt. Oh, and one last thing when we were talking to the Imagineer and they kind of explained how it would look and how it fits in with everything is it's just another part of America that's going in.
yes.
So now we
Mhm.
have all of the
Yeah, yeah. They're trying to capture every type of landscape from national parks, and we're
Mhm.
getting it all. We're getting the snow,
Mhm.
we're getting the mountains, we're getting the desert, we're getting, we're getting it all. So I think it's gonna blow our mind, and it's gonna do something really cool for Thunder Mountain is remove the dead end and create this full circle moment where you can just walk in a circle outside around Cars Land back to Fantasyland if so you've got this flow and this, urban planning design back into
Mhm.
Magic Kingdom that it's been missing for, 30 years since
Yeah.
or 40 years, however long that 50 years. How long has Thunder Mountain been
Well, I'm
open?
cutting you off because that
Yep.
act is on and we're moving on to the next one. So now we're up
Windbag
to
over
the
here.
fourth and final possibility. Jenny, I feel like you have to take. You're our resident cruiser. This whole
Well,
section, we
I
have.
don't know about that. I do enjoy it,
Well,
but
to be clear, Possibility was the name of the final act.
yes.
Oh yes,
He read
sorry,
that
yes,
as like it fit perfectly. Said our fourth and final possibility, but
is possibility. Yeah.
Possibility was the name of the final act.
And Jenny, what are our cruise possibilities?
Okay, so yeah, going into the Disney Cruise Line, we've had a lot going on. So, 3 new ships have launched since the last D23 in 2024. They announced that we're getting a new route from San Diego, which will be great. And then the Disney Wish is going over to Europe in summer of 2027, and the Wonder and Magic, I believe, right? Both
Yes.
of them are going over to Alaska. Then the Disney Believes, so the fourth ship in the Wish class. We got some more information on
Ooh,
that.
this is good. We got good
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
stuff.
some good information on this. So, our character at the bow is Tinkerbell, and then our stern characters will be Woody and Buzz. And this one was so exciting and just so cute to look at.
Mhm. Oh, and the name of the ship was written in like the font. It was supposed to be like they painted on it, and the
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
font was like the Toy Story font of the
Yes,
boat
yes,
it
names.
looks really
so
good.
cute.
It's
And
like
then
crayon.
Hmm.
yes, and then our Grand Hall icon, or the statue that you see in the Grand Hall, will be Moana.
Yeah.
Yes,
And so we got some little
Momo,
concept art of that, and she just looks fantastic.
as
So,
always.
mhm.
Ugh, we're gonna have to do a Disney cruise. This is
Oh
unacceptable.
yeah, and then they announced that there will be a new class of ships, like a mid-sized ship, coming in 2029. So we'll wait for some more information on that.
Yeah. Well, I want to take it to one of the highlights of the night for me was talking about Monstropolis. And I do have to say, they jumped into Monstropolis having Megan Hilty sing for Monsters Inc. And for those who don't know, I adore Megan Hilty.
We
And the
love Megan
idea
Hilty.
that she was singing for Monstropolis, obviously one of my favorite lands that's coming, was just the icing on the cake for me tonight. But anyways, we did find out that we will get a new song, Welcome to Monstropolis, written by Randy Newman. And this is going to be his first song he's ever written for the park. And we found out the logo for the park is the City Frightful, which we've seen that on some of
Yeah,
the other stuff.
they
But
announced that a few
yeah,
months
we've seen
back,
that on
but
some
yeah.
of that. But they made a bigger deal to kind of highlight that tonight. But it looks, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
And we finally got the theater show. We knew this was coming inside the glob, and it will be about Welcome to Monstropolis. And the monsters have invited humans into their world, and Mike and Sully are our hosts. So, we weren't sure what was going to be inside of there, but they are going to be there. It is not La Fleur. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Woo.
And yeah, Sully's working on a small show, but Mike is a showman. And so
As always, that
it
Mikey
looks
W.
like some hijinks are going to pop off. What I noticed in the concept art is there are a lot of three-eared rabbits
Mhm.
climbing and running all over the place. So I feel like that's going to be a big storyline
Oh,
inside
we got
the
to
story.
we got to see some of
We
the
did.
little
The
creatures
creatures.
that'll be in there. We saw in the Imagineering pavilion. And so yes, we did see the three-eyed bunny was in
Mhm.
there, and there were some interesting creatures. I can't
Yeah.
wait. So, and I was hoping when we talked about this not very long ago if there would be kind of the characters we know and love or some new ones, and I think we were hoping to get new ones on this. So I feel pretty
Mhm.
good. It seems like we'll get a good mix of it all. But we also got a little bit of an idea of some of the food options. So there's going to be Archie scared big pizza. I love that.
Yeah. Archie
Archie
scared.
scared. They're going to have a scareporium where of course you'll be able to buy all of your monsters
Mert.
merch needs. And there will be a Hall of Fame, kind of like a Monsters University, where you can go through and it'll have pictures of the best monsters that are good at scaring and all that fun stuff. And then lastly, we found out that Harryhausen's we know already that it's coming, but we did get to see some concept art of inside, and we got to see the sushi chef. So they showed us some of the animatronic or footage of the animatronic, and it looks so real. Steven and I thought it was
We thought it was the
com-
animation
yeah,
at
we-
Oh my
first.
gosh.
Yeah.
It does look amazing.
yeah, it's incredible. So, and they said it will be good for a date night. So I think it definitely will be a more sit down,
Yeah.
full service restaurant for that
I
experience.
think they know if you do Harryhausen's and you don't see that octopus sushi chef in there,
Oh,
I
you
don't
better
trust
get
it.
out.
I don't trust it.
Then it's not Harryhausen's.
If an octopus ain't sushi in my sushi,
Mm-mm.
I don't want it.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
And we finally got a little more information on the door coaster. So this is one that everyone's really excited about. They released kind of a little concept video that shows us kind of a little more of what it looks like. And it's action packed right at the start. So they described and showed it lifts you 40 feet in 4 seconds, which
Jeez.
is huge. And then you launch off into the vault. So this is going to be a really fun one.
And the biggest news of the night for me, I think, is we got an opening time frame, and it's
Yes.
much sooner than I think we expected.
Mhm.
So we found out that Monstropolis will be opening in 2027, but it does seem like maybe this will be a phase. Like maybe we'll get the coaster a bit later because they said that the park is that area is moving along quite quickly, but they are working on some things still with the door coaster. So maybe that will come a bit later. Unclear for sure on that, but we are definitely getting it next year.
I think this is huge.
Yes.
I think Disney is showing that they can develop quality quickly.
Yes.
And in a way that, in the past we've seen some very slow projects happening. And so I think they're saying, no, we can do it. And even if the coaster doesn't open next year, which maybe it will, they
Mhm.
didn't say it won't. Just to be able to get in there is
Yep.
going to be big for people. And with the show opening and the food and beverage options, it's gonna be a land already. The
Mhm.
attraction will just be the icing on the cake. So it's exciting to see and to hear that this is moving along and well.
Yes. And yes, while it sounded like maybe the coaster would take a bit longer, they didn't say that it wouldn't be in 2027.
Right.
We just know
Yeah.
for sure the land will be
Mhm.
opening in 2027.
Right. So maybe, but who
Yeah.
knows?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we ready?
Woo!
We're ready.
The big one.
The last one.
Or
Well,
or is it?
Well,
Yeah.
I almost forgot the other part of the night happened.
So we finally got to Villain's Land. And obviously, this was, the crowd was hype. We were all ready for it. And we got the name.
Ooh. This
We
made
got the
Steven's
name.
night.
I love it. It's genius. It's brilliant. It's creative. It's perfectly Magic Kingdom appropriate. And the name is, as you already know, if you're listening to this, you're a nerd and you know it. In the best way.
Welcome.
Glad to
You
have
have a
you.
home here.
And that name is
Villain's Land.
It's genius. It makes sense. You can't have a land in Magic Kingdom and not call it land.
Mhm.
And what better to call it than Villain's Land?
Yes.
My prediction was Shadowland, but keep it what it is. So there's going to be new stories behind the villains. What's great to me, and probably one of my top 3 highlights of the whole night, is They never have mentioned this man's name, and they mentioned it tonight that Dr. Facilier will have his presence in Villains Land.
And that is how you know that they are scouring the internet, reading comments, listening
Yes,
to
they
things that
are.
we're saying, because
We.
he was not in anything that they
Not a
not
peep
Yeah.
about
not an
him.
ounce of iota.
And I wonder if they heard the backlash of him not being in Tiana's
Right.
Bayou Adventure as well and
Right.
said,
Yes,
hold
yes,
on,
yes,
he's got a
yes.
fan base.
Yep.
And the visuals that they showed of the three villains, they put Cruella, Dr. Facilier, and the Evil Queen up.
They look
They
so
look so modern,
good.
bad,
Yes.
like in the
Best
darkest,
way.
Yes.
scariest, coolest way.
Yes.
Like fashion
I was
forward,
gonna say high
like
fashion,
dark and just
scary.
scary. And they're giving us scare. And I'm so excited that we're going that direction.
It is. They are like a chic version of the animated versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
they
It's the
looked.
sexy, dark version
Yes.
of these characters.
They're not watered down in the movies.
Yeah, they're not cutesy.
Yeah.
No. They are.
And I love that they're not just the movie to park adaptation that we see already. Like
Right.
we're not going to see Jafar in there in his regular outfit. Like they're going to give him what he needs to be in this land and to be his authentic scary self.
And they gave us a little bit more detail into the land itself. So there will be kind of a storyline behind it, that there'll be a well maybe as a centerpiece, and this will kind of have an evil wish that's corrupted through the well and the forest all around it, and has power of dark magic. And they said it will be pretty large, like a Galaxy's Edge wise large.
Yeah.
So
This is going to be a huge
Mhm.
project, and I think we're on the Imagineering show, the pavilion on the show floor yesterday and today, and they had some mock-ups of some trees, and I said, these trees look really scary. I think they're leaning into this really scary feel, and I'm so glad because it is. And I'm hopeful that when we wake up tomorrow and get in there, that they're going to have more of a model in there, more for us to see in there, because there was really not much in the Villains Land area besides those trees. So I'm excited to see what's in there in the morning. But I think I'm so excited, I think, here, and that they didn't water this down
Right.
and make it, super family friendly
Yeah.
in a way that we're gonna get the dark version of villains that we deserve, and they've doubled down on it, and we're not getting a pull the lever Kronk coaster that brings like a fun silliness to it.
Yeah.
And for those of you who commented on the Disney Instagram post on this about tonight, we know everybody loves Emperor's New Groove.
We love it.
We know that a Kronk pull the lever coaster would be absolutely fun and crazy and wild. We know that. But I have to tell you, listeners, now is not the time.
That's not what this is supposed to be.
That's not what this is. This
Mhm.
is a villain, evil, scary, poison your apple, steal your 101 Dalmatians, give you some voodoo juice.
Yeah.
Like, these are some down bad on their luck people.
You're not supposed to be laughing.
We're not
unless
supposed
it's
to
evil.
like them.
It's an evil laugh if you're laughing.
Yeah.
It's not silly fun.
No, we're supposed to be terrified for our lives.
And what are we going to be terrified on, Katie?
Oh, well, not one, not two, but maybe three. We're not
Question
quite
mark?
sure on the last one, but
Question
we
mark,
know
maybe?
but definitely two. We are getting at least two major attractions. So we are getting a thrilling coaster, which is music to my ears.
That's
because
right. They
I
used-
lived, and they
used the word thrilling.
Yes. Yes.
This is not a kiddie family coaster.
And it didn't look like it. The
No.
concept art looks like
Mhm.
this will be a pretty crazy
Yes.
coaster. So Melissa, I'm going to need Steven to say it because I struggle with her name.
Maleficent.
Maleficent. Did I say it?
Well, it's really Maleficent.
Maleficent.
That's it. Yep.
I did it.
You did it. You nailed it.
She will face us, And it will feature never before seen technology on the ride before at a Disney park.
Yes.
So I do think this is going to be
Mhm.
an actual, I think we're going to
Yeah.
get a roller coaster.
I wonder if that means, I mean, we've had inversions before at Rock and Roller Coaster, but that's the only park,
And not
the only
outside.
coaster in Disney World that has that goes upside down.
And it's
And
not,
you're right.
it's only inside, so we don't get a
Yeah.
ton of height or anything. I think we'll get a drop.
And the things that you can do with roller coasters nowadays, the new
Ooh, a
technology.
launch coaster
Yeah,
maybe?
drops like
Yeah.
Hagrid. You know, there's new things that we could see
Mhm.
here.
And then the next ride that we saw was maybe a Pirates Shanghai type ride. It's going to be featuring multiple villains on that one, and it will be underground. So it looks like it's going to be
Yeah.
a water type ride. So
Mhm.
maybe Shanghai Pirates.
I want to see, yeah, the boat looked a lot like the Shanghai Pirates boat, which
It was
was
the
5
3.
across and a few seats back, and
That's what this one
they
seated
showed,
6 people wide and 3 rows back.
I think it was 5 wide, and I'm trying to pull up the picture. Hang on. Oh, I didn't take it.
I was looking at I looked
Oh,
at the
you saw
concept
it? Okay.
before. So it's 3 deep and 6
6
wide.
wide. Okay.
Mhm.
So it could be that. Um, maybe not. Maybe it's something completely new. I'm hopeful that it's something like that because that's an incredible. It's still my top attraction I've ever ridden in a Disney park. But and I'm wondering, are we going to get some Hades aspect to this? In the picture, who do we see in the picture? Is it like Scar and
We saw my girl, Crew.
Cruella? Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. I don't even remember. We've seen so much
Mm-hmm.
stuff tonight. It's so
I
hard to
know.
keep up with what we've seen from the
I'm
Yeah.
presentations and
overwhelmed.
what we've already known. And
Mm-hmm.
I hate doing this while we're recording, but yeah, I can't remember because there's just been so many announcements of everything. So let me try
Mm-hmm.
to pull it up.
It is Jafar, Cruella, Dr. Facilier, and Scar and Ursula are
Ooh, oh,
shown,
yep,
and
that
the
was
Magic
right.
Mirror are shown in this just massive villains ride experience. So this is going to be something special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And then in like a very fun moment, the doors open to Cruella standing kind of with her back turned to us, turns around and it's Glenn Close,
Mm-hmm.
which who she was fantastic. I mean, does this whole incredible act, and it seemed almost as if she announced a ride coming, a Cruella themed attraction. And then right after that, Beck came on and sung this really cool mashup of Cruella de Vil as well as Friends on the Other Side. So that sounded like a hint that there is a third attraction based
Right.
on Cruella de Vil.
I think it has to be.
Yeah. The last thing she said was, "Go work on my ride," and they all
Yeah.
walked off stage
Yeah.
together.
But
So
it'd be a weird thing to have her
to say that,
to have
right?
Right.
Glenn
Yeah.
Close out there.
Exactly. To bring her
To-
out for that and then not
Yeah.
be that,
Right.
and to tease us like that, that wouldn't make sense.
Yes, it was a fun.
Mhm.
It was such a fun moment. So yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely sounded like there's something real there
Yep.
for sure.
So then it was over.
Yeah, it was over, or so we
Thomas
thought.
Maslum came out and said, "Thanks for coming."
Yeah, and
Mhm.
everyone thought, oh wow, interesting. But we weren't done there. They also announced that Tomorrowland at Disneyland is finally getting an update, and this has been
Finally.
hoped for and requested because this land needs some love.
Whoever produced this produced it so well
Mm-hmm.
in the timing and the way that the flow of it all and
Mhm.
knowing what was going to be the crowd pleasers.
Yes.
This one had the room screaming hype. And we look
Yeah.
over at Emily. She's in
She's
tears. She's
was
in
so
shambles.
excited
She's
for
laying on the
it.
ground in the fetal
Yeah.
position. I'm kidding. But I mean, like,
Mhm.
she had talked about this on her
Mm-hmm.
episode from a week or so ago that Tomorrowland was so important to them,
Yeah.
and like to see the look on her face when just
Oh
like
yeah.
something that she had wished and hoped for was
I think she
coming.
had some tears.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
coming alive before her
Yeah.
very eyes. So
Yeah.
it's
That's what this place does to us. Like Disney
mhm,
just instills this just I don't
yeah,
know. There's just
Yeah.
this nostalgia, there's just this
mhm,
love, there's just this feeling that you just truly get to be
yeah,
yourself and a kid
Right.
and enjoy your imagination and just think of all the endless possibilities. And that's what we love. And that it's just crazy to see like for in 2024 I got to see some of my biggest dreams come true with like Monstropolis
Mhm.
getting to be, and then obviously now Villain's Land. But then now it's our friend's turn. So like this was a
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
year for the Disneyland peeps.
It's
it
just it
is.
it shows how important Disney is to us,
Hmm.
and it's a part of our identity in a way that it helped us believe in dreams. And
Hmm.
I know that sounds so corny because that's like
But
what
it's
it is, but
true.
like
Mhm.
it helped us see beyond the pains of life and the struggles that we go through to say, I can imagine something
Oh,
better and
yeah.
something more fun and something
Hmm.
that takes me away from all the chaos and the crazy. And so I think it's having moments like that where you tear up over something that is so meaningful to you that is part of who you are,
Hmm.
and excited for all the Disneyland
Mhm.
locals and the Disneyland home park people and the people who grew up here. This is not our park by the fact that we live so
Yeah,
far
our
away from
home
it,
park, if you
Hmm.
but
will.
it's we're excited.
Hmm.
Yeah, we
And
are.
Tomorrowland being, this is, one of Walt's big visions, and to have it hopefully restored back into what it used to be in its heyday
Hmm.
is something that everybody should be able to get behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to the actual announcement itself, they really didn't give any details, so it
Yeah.
still sounds
Yes.
like it's definitely in the early stages, but we know it's coming.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm hopeful that means a return of the people mover,
mhm.
manifesting that
Ooh,
as the number one
yeah.
priority here.
Yeah.
And then it was over again.
Yes.
Or so we thought
Or
again,
so we thought.
and a burst of purple confetti rained over us. And there was Neil Patrick Harris dressed as the Dreamfinder holding our little purple freak, Figment.
That ride was much better when it had the Dreamfinder
Mhm.
in it.
That's true. That's
So,
true. Katie may not be a Figment enthusiast, but I think everyone can be excited that that ride could be better.
Yeah.
yes,
You
yes,
know what I
yes,
mean?
yes. And you know what? I'm a huge fan of when Epcot was weird, and Dreamfinder was when Epcot
Mhm.
was weird. So bring it on back.
Yep.
I'm open
Yep.
to it. Let's do it. Thanks, NPH. Bring it on back.
Yep. Agreed. And like Tomorrowland, really no detail here,
Nope.
just
Mhm.
just the idea that it's happening.
Just a
So
little teaser.
So I'm
Hmm.
very curious how soon or how long before we hear the updates on this. If you think about the last D23 in
Yeah.
2024, we got some really quick news about Piston Peak.
Hmm.
Within like
Mhm.
a month later, we were starting to get some more concept art and some more detail of where it's going and and what we were losing.
Hmm.
And same with Muppets coming, a few
Hmm.
months after that, where we lost Muppet Vision 3D to make way for Monsters Inc. So I wonder if we'll get this soon, and maybe there's a reason we don't know because some things may be going away or things may be changing. So interesting just to think about it in that
Yeah.
perspective.
So I'm actually thinking that we'll probably get Spaceship Earth before we get Figment.
Mm.
So I'm thinking that's the timeline first. So I
Right.
think once we get closer to Spaceship Earth closing, I think we'll start to hear a bit
Mhm.
more about Figment in the next steps. Because I think then once Spaceship, I mean, they could very well put them both down at the same time. Um, I don't think Figment's being down at the same time as Spaceship Earth really creates a huge problem for Epcot in terms of like
Mhm.
crowd flow.
Yeah.
So it's very possible we could, but I definitely think the plans behind Spaceship Earth is much further along than Figment. But maybe I'm wrong.
And I wonder if like exactly that, like maybe the idea of what Figment is going to be, maybe there isn't a plan. Maybe
Yeah,
the
Right.
they just
idea
know
is
we are
just
going to
we're
do
going to do
this.
this
Yeah.
and let's just put it out there as
Mhm.
something to say to give the people
Mhm.
what they want to
Yeah.
hear, and then we'll figure that out
Yep.
later. So maybe that's why Spaceship Earth, we got a little bit more of what its new identity will be.
Mhm.
And that's maybe also still in early development.
Mhm.
But I think Figment is more of one of those things where like maybe it's still in blue sky. So we'll find out.
That being said, though, I do think that a lot of the newer stuff that they announced, I think maybe they won't start construction on any of that until we get some of the other stuff back. So I
Yeah.
think Tropical Americas,
Mhm.
and then Monstropolis with how quickly that's moving.
Mhm.
I think once we get those two, then I think that's when we'll start to hear the closing dates for
Yeah,
some of these
you're right.
refurbishments
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
One other thing that I wanted to point out um is something that we didn't get.
Ooh,
And we never got any detail about Avatar
silence is
for
deafening.
Mhm.
California Adventure, and a lot of interesting factors here. There is a full model of what
Mhm.
it's supposed to look like in the Imagineering pavilion on the show floor that shows the monorail and how they're going to disguise it and like the placement of it would be in that area. I have a theory that they are not sure where this is going to go yet. And so they don't want to give us an
Yeah.
exact placement because I'm thinking they're recalibrating what this needs to be and where it needs to be and how it needs to be to the point where they don't want to. This could go into a Disneyland Forward project that's kind of expanding either what Disney California Adventure is or what Disneyland Resort as a whole is. And so I'm curious if that's why they didn't approach it tonight. There was one mention of it. There was a comment about, and we know Avatar Land is coming, or something along those lines of Avatar Land is in the works, and
Okay.
that's all
Yeah.
we got. So something to think on, just some food for thought is what is the reason and why is that silence
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
important?
And even the concept work itself, it could really go anywhere. Like there was nothing that was like specific to Disneyland about that, like
Just that
how they would have to
monorail.
like shift
Mhm.
it and
Yeah,
stuff.
and that
Oh
monorail
yeah,
could be
just the
the
monorail was just
monorail
on the
could be
outside.
plucked off the side, like, there was it
Mhm.
it didn't even show it
Right.
going all the way through,
Right.
so it's something that could easily just be taken off, so and when they
Mm.
put it somewhere else, so I'm curious to see where this goes. I am actually excited about the idea of that attraction because I do think it would be a Shanghai-style Pirates experience, and I think
Mhm.
it would be cool with those
It
whale fish jumping over
looked
you and stuff,
the
so
area the
mhm.
model looked beautiful.
The
Oh,
model is
yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I hope it's not dead, but I'm very curious as to why we didn't get an update.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Woo. We did
It's a
it.
lot. We did it. We're tired. It's 1:09 AM now.
And we have to get up in
And we
5
have to get up
minutes to
in
get on
20
the merch
minutes. We
queue.
gotta get in a merch queue. We still gotta buy merch. It's not like we already spent $1,000 collectively on some stuff we probably didn't need. But before we wrap up, we have spent a lot of time talking about what Disney's announced. And obviously, D23 is a lot bigger than just this one showcase. And since this is the first time that the three of us have done this together since 2019, I want to talk a little bit about what the actual event has been like.
Yeah, because there really hasn't been anything like D23. It's exciting. It's exhausting. There are approximately 9,000 things happening at the same time. It's so beyond overwhelming.
And somehow you still convince yourself you're going to see all of them.
And you will not.
You're absolutely not going to see it all. Like
Mm-mm.
there's just no way. And I think to me there's just this energy here that's
Mhm.
very hard to replicate anywhere else. I mean, we're just surrounded by people who care about Disney and the parks and all of it as much as we do, which is very rare because out in the wild, I'm the Disney adult freak that's walking around like talking about stuff and like I
Mhm.
just like I don't know who to tell about this
Yeah.
and being here where you can look to strangers and like everybody speaks your language is something that I can't put into like words so well
Mhm.
until you've come here and done it yourself. And and I just hope that everyone can have this experience, and it's something that I hold on to for the 2 years in between each one now, and I think back when I'm sitting at my desk, like, I wanna be on that show floor walking around, like, waiting in a line,
Mhm.
thinking, like, "It doesn't matter, I just wanna feel the energy,"
Yeah.
and we've gotten to experience some really great panels outside of the showcase and a lot of great moments outside of this showcase in itself. And I just wanted everyone to have the opportunity to kind of share just quickly what one of your favorite moments has been. And Katie, do you have anything off the top of your head?
Well, because you're putting me first, I'm probably going to steal the one that most of us felt the
Go.
best about. Was we were walking the showcase floor on Friday, and we had gone in the morning to the Beauty and Beast. I forget the name of it, but it was a panel for that, and they talked about
Tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time. Thank you.
35
Yep.
years.
And they talked about the story of making Beauty and the Beast and then the success following it and creating the Broadway shows and how it's touring still today. And that was great. We got to hear from it from the stars of the show, production directors. It was great. It was absolutely wonderful. That was a really big highlight. But after that, we were walking the showcase floor and we ran into Don Hahn, and he was just talking to another person at the expo, and we kind of lingered around, and we're like, "Oh my god, like, is he going to be there? What is he? Should we say hi? What should we do?" And we mustered enough courage to go up and say hello and ask for a photo, and he was beyond nice. And about it was a chaotic moment. There's people going left and right, everything's moving around, and we turn our heads to the left and we see the legend himself, Bob Gurr,
There he
right
was.
next to us.
There he
And
was.
I grabbed Steven's arm and I could not breathe. Like, I could
No.
not believe what I was witnessing. And he was in front of our face. And it's
Yeah.
just like, these are the people. And it's like, I grew up loving these people. Like, they made everything that my childhood has
Yeah.
become, and like what makes me as a person today. And that sounds weird to say that about a theme park or rides, but like, I'm creative because of this place, and they made those things happen, and that person was an inch away from me.
And this is a person who worked directly with Walt
Yes.
Disney.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
just to think that like we were 1 degree
I'm like getting
Mhm.
emotional
from
thinking about
Walt.
I'm getting
It's like,
emotional thinking about it 'cause
she's
it's just
crying,
like
she's tearing up.
I think I need to share the story. The first time I ever went to Disneyland was in 2019, and I remember walking through Main Street with Jenny and Steven, and I just got this intense feeling of overwhelmingness, and I'm crying right now
God,
telling
now
the
I'm gonna cry.
story.
Oh my god.
Stop,
It's just
Katie.
like
I just had
here
this
we are.
intense, overwhelming feeling of walking these steps that Walt walked, and like I you don't get that at Disney World because he wasn't there for it. And to do that in Disneyland and know that's where he's been and where he stepped and that was his vision and he saw what I'm seeing, it just did something to me. And like I felt very close. And so in that moment, that on yesterday, it was like, oh my God, I'm another like 1 degree of separation for this man who made so much of my life happy
Mhm.
and great. And
Mm-hmm.
that was one of my favorite moments. So sorry, everyone.
Oh, Jenny, good luck following that
I
one.
know.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Can you-
Katie.
everyone.
Jenny's was we saw
You
the
stole my
character.
moment. No, that's definitely my favorite as well. But yeah, I mean, just to, I guess, elaborate on that, the panels have been nothing but incredible. But I think for me, it's those spontaneous moments that have been so cool. Just the unexpected moments, and Disney does a great job of having these people walk the floors, and you realize like you're walking among these giants, which is incredible. And whether you go to a panel or whether you stop and talk to them, one thing that I think they all have in common is they are so humble, and none of them
Yes.
really take their credit. They're so quick to put it on someone else and say, oh, just being part of this huge team, or, I worked with these incredible people. And I think it's such a huge testament to this company and what it does and the incredible people that it has in its history. But yeah, so that was definitely the moment with Don Hahn and Bob Gurr is definitely my favorite moment, and I still can't believe it happened. But I guess I'll go ahead since Katie took my
Sorry. We can
took
share
my
it. We can
moment.
share it.
I'm also going to add a panel, and for me, I think it was Ron Clements. I'm a
Ooh.
huge animation fan, and just going through each of his films was incredible. And one thing I loved is them bringing out these actresses, whether it was Jodie Benson or Susan Egan or Anika Noni Rose, and hearing what an impact he has had on each of these people and their careers. And you realize truly one person can have that huge impact, but at the same time, they will not give themselves that credit. And it's just so cool seeing, I mean, how many incredible people are responsible for this company being where it is and what it is and what it's done for us. So it's hard to pick a favorite moment, but I would say that's my favorite panel, and then obviously my favorite moment. So what about you, Steven?
I really regret putting myself last on the outline for this
Oh.
one because y'all just really embodied everything that this whole weekend is about.
Mhm.
And I think for me, it's kind of piggybacking off both of yours. And mine was when we were in the Imagineering
Ooh. Yeah, I know
pavilion.
what you're gonna say.
And I look up, and standing right next to me is Wing Chao. And I looked over and I was like, is that Wing Chao? And I'm like, how could I not know it's him? Because the man has the most impeccable style
Yes.
of anything. And I asked him about it, and he
Sharp.
said he was wearing something from the opening of
Yes.
Disneyland Paris. I was like,
Yeah.
Man, this is like vintage couture.
Yes.
And the idea that we sat there and spoke with him, and he was like fascinated with what we were saying. And I was like, who are we
Right.
to you, this
Yes.
Disney legend that you are? Like, and we talked something I said. I just wanted to tell him about the podcast, and I wanted him to know that like he inspired us to, along with anyone in Imagineering, inspired us to be Imagineers at home. And his response to that was so humble in the way that
Mhm.
Jenny spoke about others, and in the way of, I said, you did that and for us, and he said, it's nothing without you. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
he said to us, you are what makes this. We
Mhm.
can't
Yeah.
have this without you. And it just really struck me
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
like we're all it's symbiotic in the way
Mhm.
that we give back to Imagineering what they give to us by our response to it and our appreciation of it and our joy that comes from it. And that way we're creating memories for them, and we're creating a narrative and a story back for them of something that they poured their hearts into,
Mhm.
and seeing that response of us back and forthing with Wing Chao of no you, no
Yeah,
you, no
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And just like it was just a surreal moment to me to think that like our tiny little show that reaches however many people is meaningful in a way that's bigger than just us talking to whoever's listening right now. It's bigger. It's that where people are listening to us and we're talking about something that is giving back to Imagineering what they give to us. And I think it just really made me think like if no one listens to this, it's important that the
Mhm.
five of us who create this show have it for each
Mhm.
other. And so we're thankful to every single person that listens and cares about what we're saying in that way, because we have you and more people and more community to talk about these things with. And spending time with and meeting people here was just so special in that way
Oh, yeah.
too.
After a weekend at D23, you just realize how these are your people,
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
yeah.
Like these are our
Mhm.
people. We come here and it's just you immediately strike up a conversation, and it reminds me of my college program.
Yeah.
When you would be
Yes.
walking to I tell a story sometimes when I just like was walking to get my laundry and ran into some random person, and they never met them before, just met them in the laundry room, and they were like, "Do you want to come over and play video games?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And
Yeah.
spent an hour there with these people I'd never met before. And that's totally normal because then you talk about Disney and all your favorite Disney shows and what Disney movie you like and why did you decide to come here?
Yeah.
And that's what D23 is like. Everybody wants to talk to you. They just want to know what are you like? What did you do? What's the best thing? And everyone is genuinely interested in what you have to say.
Mhm.
Yeah, and what's cool about that is it's not just the people that you meet, it's also the people that are the legends of the
Yes.
company
Yes.
that
Yes.
wanna have those
That are
conversations
just
with you
like
too.
that.
We're
Yes.
all the same.
Yes.
We're all just looking for joy,
Yep.
and we
Absolutely.
wanna talk about it together. We wanna be
Yes.
positive and hype each other up
Uh-huh.
and be supportive and excited for each other. So I think
Yeah.
that's what this
Yep.
is, and it really I don't wanna say it's life-changing, but it is in a way of,
It is.
like, it just
Aw.
gives you new perspective, and it rejuvenates you to go home, and, like, this is our 3rd one
Mhm.
and Jenny's 2nd one, but I just can't wait for it to come back. I get
Yep.
sad that it's
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
years away, and so,
I
I mean,
know.
we've all said we're never missing another one again,
Oh, yeah.
No.
and we won't, because it's just that magical,
Mhm.
for lack of a better word here,
Mhm.
but
It
well,
truly
I don't
is.
wanna talk for another 3
Yeah.
Yeah,
hours because
yeah.
I think we
Yep.
will, but
Yeah.
and we've got a whole
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we
you know
should point out we still have an entire day of D23 ahead of us tomorrow.
In
yeah,
5 minutes. In 5
right,
minutes.
yeah, so if something absolutely insane happened on Sunday, and we completely ignore it in this episode, that is exactly why, because it is Sunday technically when we're
Mhm.
recording this because it's the middle of the night now, but yeah.
We're speaking to you from the past.
Ooh, very
Ooh,
tired past, that is.
very tired,
Mhm.
we're all hanging
Delusional,
on, yeah.
deranged, tired past.
Yeah. I think another one of the coolest parts of this weekend for me has been getting to experience not just as Disney fans, but as Idiot's Guide to Imagineering. And through that lens, and we've gotten to meet listeners and people who follow us online and creators who've gotten to know us over the years, and just like a whole bunch of new friends.
Oh, yeah, getting to actually meet the people on the other side of these microphones is one of the coolest parts of doing this.
And hopefully some of you got your own official D23 armchair Imagineering swag.
We came prepared, and thank you to everyone who's been following along from home, too. We've been posting a frankly unreasonable amount from Anaheim, and seeing all of your replies, reactions, predictions, and messages while we've been running around has made the weekend even more fun. And we also have to give a huge thank you to the Candy Cane Inn for hosting us this weekend.
Woo! Yes.
Candy cane.
They were so kind to have hosted us for 3 very exhausting days and making this our home base here in Anaheim, and we could not be more grateful for what you guys have done for us, candy caners.
Yes. And
Mhm.
especially because of how much stuff we somehow brought with us. We needed all that space.
That's
But
right.
this place is beautiful.
It is. It
This
is
is
absolutely
Amazing.
stunning
everything
what
I
they've
hope for and
done with
more.
this. Yeah. It's just the room is absolutely beautiful and renovated and clean and just we've stayed in other places around here in the past
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
We won't
we
name
thought we
them.
just need somewhere to
We
sleep,
won't
but
name it.
now we feel like we are in Candy Cane heaven. Candy Cane Lane
Yes.
over here.
Yes.
Mhm.
Talk about drama. Talk about beauty. Talk about it all. This is the place.
Yeah.
If you want magic, come here.
Yeah. If you want
Yes.
beauty sleep, come here. Just don't
Mhm.
come during D23.
No,
No.
because
No.
we've spent very little time sleeping.
Well,
That's
don't come during
correct.
D23 because Jenny's gatekeeping it. Not
That's
everyone's
true.
found out yet.
According
True.
to Jenny, she's the only one allowed at
Oh
D23,
my
so
gosh. They're joking,
we're
obviously.
joking. But it's, we've been filming throughout the weekend too, so we are putting together our very first ever vlog of D23 that we're going to post on YouTube, and they are so sick of me putting that camera in their face, but I will not stop.
But
We're going to record and document.
you know what that means?
What's the mean?
It means you get to see some of the chaos that did not make it into this episode, which
Oh, and there's a lot
and
of
there's a
Oh.
lot more. You thought this
yeah.
hour and a half or 2 hours was a
Mhm.
wild ride? Wait
Mhm.
till you spend how many 5 days times 24? A lot of hours. That's a
Mhm.
lot of hours.
Too many. But yeah, we're going to announce when the vlog is ready over on Instagram, so keep an eye out at Idiots Imagineering for that very soon.
And of course, this trip is not over when D23 ends.
In fact, if you are listening to this on Monday when the episode drops, the 3 of us are in Disneyland right now as you're hearing this.
Hello from Indiana Jones Adventure. We are probably being evac'd at this very moment.
True.
That actually happened to us.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it does.
Fingers crossed it happens
Mhm.
again.
Yep. And there is another thing that we wanted to ask from all of you before we go. And now that season 4 is officially complete, we're starting to think about what comes next for Idiot's Guide to Imagineering. And we put together a short, anonymous keyword survey to help us understand what you love about the show and what you want more of, and where you'd really like to see Idiot's Guide go next.
It only takes about 5 minutes or less, and your answers are genuinely going to help us start building season 5 and thinking about the future of the show.
And whether you've been listening for years or you just found us this season, we really do want to hear from you.
Especially if you listen regularly but have never messaged us or commented on anything before. We do hear from a lot of you, but we know there are a whole lot more people out there that are quietly listening every week, and your perspective is actually really incredibly helpful to us. So the survey is already live. You can find it right now on our link tree at Idiots Imagineering, like I mentioned on Instagram. And I'll also put it in the episode description. So wherever you're listening, you can just click the link if you go into the text of this episode.
Mm-hmm. And one little programming note before we go, there is no new episode next week.
Y'all, we just finished an entire season. We produced a season finale. We flew across the country. We covered D23. We are currently recording from this hotel at 1:27 a.m. after leaving the Honor Center. The idiots need a minute. We need to breathe.
Does this mean I get a day off?
No, absolutely not. You will
Okay,
never get a day
okay,
off. But don't
okay.
worry.
Just checking.
Imagine idiots. We're not disappearing. Season 5 is still a little bit ways away, but we have a lot to look forward to during the off season.
There will be special episodes.
And plenty of Disney Park news to talk about and continue unpacking.
And a few things that we are already very excited to start working on. So enjoy a little bit of a break with us, but we will not be gone long. But I think the best way to wrap all of this up is just to say thank you. The last time the 3 of us were in D23 together was 2019, and there was no Idiot's Guide to Imagineering. And now, 7 years later, here we are.
Still yapping about them Disney parks.
Just
That's right.
now on a microphone for all to hear, which is my nightmare.
Yes, it is. But getting to come back together and meet so many of you and spend an entire weekend surrounded by people who are excited to create and dream and imagine has really been special. And I'm not going to cry again, but
Aw.
Disney's
Here's a
really.
tissue.
Thank you. Oh, she's already used this tissue. But
Get
Disney
your own.
has really showed us a big piece of what they're imagining next for these parks, and some of it we really love. There's some we still have some questions about, and some of it has already given us a ridiculous number of ideas for future episodes of this show.
Which is probably the most dangerous thing Disney could have ever done.
Oh, yeah, especially to Steven.
And that is correct. So I am sorry to you two and Marissa and Amanda, but that is what we love. And not just asking what Disney is building next, but looking at these parks and announcements and ideas and asking what else they could be. So thank you for spending D23 with us. Whether you are here in Anaheim, following along from home, or listening to this once the weekend was officially over. And thank you especially to everyone who we met, who shared an idea with us, who grabbed some swag, who took a picture with us, or just simply said hello. It meant a lot to us.
Okay, Windbag. I think we've officially used the
sorry.
last of our energy.
Yeah.
Yes, and when we wake up, we still have another full day of D23.
And California Adventure.
And California
Yes.
Adventure. We're doing too much. We gotta go to bed desperately, urgently.
Good night from Anaheim.
Good night.
Keep imagining, and we will see you all soon. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.